Question with Martin's win tonight over Thiago and Ellenberger's win the other day over Sanchez, and now Carlos saying he doesn't want to, or he wants to wait, for Condit, for GSP. Does that kind of bring the welterweight division to a screaming halt, seeing as he is the interim title holder? And do you think that Campman and Ellenberger possibly face off?
Well, it's interesting. I probably got to talk to Carlos about this now. But his thing was with Ellenberger, he's like, I just fought him. I just fought Ellenberger. I'm probably going to end up fighting Ellenberger again if I beat GSP. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, and we've got to see what the obviously what the progression is with George. If George's recovery doesn't come along like it should, which you never know with these things, it could come earlier, it could be later. I've seen this with so many fighters. I've dealt with them for so long throughout the years. And in the beginning, they're like, especially when they just come off a fight, be like, yeah, I'm going to take some time, I'm going to relax, hang out with my family. 4 weeks later, they call me, come on, let's get another fight going. So that might happen with Condit, and maybe he wants to fight Cameron now. So we'll see what happens.
And I'm just wondering if he does in fact say that no, he wants to wait. Is that a decision that you'll respect, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's earned the right. Let me tell you what. When all that drama was going on with George St. Pierre and Diaz and this and that, Condit could not have been more of a professional, could not have been more of a stud. I mean, I have nothing but respect for this guy. He said, anything that we needed to do, things were turning on a dime and changing opponents on him. If this guy wants to sit around and wait for George St. Pierre, I'm cool with that. He's earned it.
Okay, thank you. And one quick question for Martin. Mate, were you surprised that Thiago didn't really attack your legs that much in the fight? I mean, a few times, he kicked you pretty hard, you looked to stumble a little, but he never really looked to pursue that. Was that surprising for you at all? And did you train to try and stop those leg kicks?
I'll be honest, I got kind of a sore leg right now, so even though he didn't hit me that many times, he got a pretty good kick behind him right there. I'll say that. But yeah, I was prepared to counter the low kicks with straight right or block him. I wanted to take him down. I felt I had to go to the ground game, and unfortunately, I was walking into a little bit of punches on the way in, and yeah, sometimes that's how it goes.
Thanks, man.
If you got a question, raise your hand. They'll bring the microphone to you.
Danny, can I just give one quick follow-up housekeeping on this draw here? Is it officially a draw now, both these guys' records? Does it stay the same? Or?
Yeah, no, it would have to officially be a draw. Yeah, it's just a draw on their records, and
yeah. Fair enough. Just want to clean that up. Thank you.
Dan from the FX.
How you
Just
doing,
wanted to ask, I'm from Brisbane. I want to get an update on the planned event for Brisbane later in the year. I heard there was some things said during the week at a press conference, but I wasn't there, so I didn't hear exactly what was said.
You missed out, man. Yeah, we're working on it. Like I said to the gentleman earlier, this is a huge market for us. Australia is a very important market, and we've been here 3 times in the last 3 years, and we've only been to Sydney. We know how big this thing will be as we take it to other parts of the country, and we're working on it literally as we speak.
But there's no sort of legislative problems in Queensland. It's Victoria where there's problems with
as far as I know, yes, there are no problems.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Got a question over here for Ian. Mate, big following here in Australia now with your performance. What do you think about performing in front of the Australian crowd?
You guys are awesome. I can't really think of an Australian that I met that I haven't liked. It was a great crowd, good people. I had a great time, and I'd love to fight there again.
And given that that Mighty Mouse also has a huge following here, we'd probably like to see you guys come back and fight here sometime in the future. Is that a possibility for one of the future cards?
This fight again?
Yeah, obviously not the rematch, but if we could get these guys back out here again, probably.
Same exact card?
No.
I don't know. Everything's a possibility. Yep.
Can I just clarify, how did you score Johnson before?
You're going to have to say that again, sir.
Oh, sorry. I'm just wondering how you scored
fight Johnson and McCall?
Doesn't matter, I'm not a judge. I went through this shit last week.
And question for Joe. Would you rather wait for the title shot as you kind of, deserve, or would you rather fight someone like John Dodds who's fighting on 5th of May, if he gets through?
No, I definitely 100% want to wait for the title shot between these guys. They picked the 4 best guys to compete in this tournament. Those are the 2 best guys. And I think a lot of people expected me and Mighty Mouse and me and McCall to fight. And he's the #1 ranked guy in the world. That was an awesome fight. So I don't see anyone else as deserving as them. So I'd be happy to wait for both of them.
David, just the last one. We like to hear that Australia's important. But I mean, you've got Japan, Brazil, you've got India coming up. These are really frontiers you really want to crack. Australia, we've got a little population. We've got a little population. Okay, I'll start again, sorry. We want to hear that Australia's important, we're Australians, but Japan, Brazil, India, with the Ultimate Fighter Series coming up, these are the frontiers you really want to crack. So will Australia see big cards again?
Yeah, was this not a big card? Are we doing this shit again?
No. Let's go. No, don't get me wrong. I love every fight. But these aren't the hugest names in the UFC.
I mean, what people are going to have to realize, and if they didn't realize it tonight, the 125-pound division is awesome. And these guys will be headlining cards when they have the title. And we won't be asking these questions anymore. But this is a very important country to us, like I said, and we're going to continue to put on big fights here. The other thing that people have to understand is tonight was a fight night. We did the biggest gate in history. This card was awesome. I mean, the thing that I always say when people start talking crazy shit about fights is we've been doing this for 11 years. And if you take the whole 11 years, and when I say fights, I mean shows, you could count on one hand how many shows have sucked in 11 years, on one hand. All right? And #1 would be UFC 34, whichever one it was we did, 33, whatever we did in Vegas that time, our first pay-per-view. That was the shittiest card of all time, from top to bottom. I almost killed myself after that card.
I am not freaking commentating.
But we're going to continue to put on great fights everywhere we go with the top talent in the world. We have the 4 best 125-pounders in the world. They proved it tonight. They burst onto the scene, and hopefully, shut everybody up. The main event couldn't have been any better. I always tell the truth. I'm sure he's not going to want to hear this, but I'll be honest. It's a fight that I thought Thiago Alves looked awesome in. He was putting everything together. He hurt him several times, and then he makes the wrong move. Campman jumps right in there and pulls a guillotine. I mean, the undercard was awesome. I mean, I don't know what else you guys want. I mean, you want heads to fly into the 7th row. I mean, I don't know what else we have to do for you guys to consider that we're bringing big, good cards here. Yeah, start blowing guys up. I don't know.
Just one for James Kahuna. Danny was just talking about markets. Just over here, mate.
Oh, sorry.
Danny was talking about, we were just talking about the different markets going in. Obviously, born in New Zealand, proud New Zealander, living in Australia. Your run, Mark Hunt's run, you've just come back from a trip to New Zealand. How much would they love to have a UFC card there?
The Kiwis are big on fighting, and I'm sure if the UFC are back, did have a show back in New Zealand, they will create a lot more fans and a lot of followers, and it's crazy over there. So I'd love to find a show that happens there.
Dana, response? Anything for New Zealand?
When we might go to New Zealand?
Yeah.
I've been asked that question a couple times. We got a few places still going to Australia before we go to New Zealand. Sorry, people from New Zealand. Pretty close though. You can fly over here. But yeah, we want to go everywhere. We want to go everywhere in the world, and New Zealand included. I mean, I think the biggest city over there, population is 1.5 million or something like that. But from what I hear from people who are from New Zealand, it's huge over there, and there's serious rabid fans.
Would it come into account timing-wise, having James fighting Mark Hunt on his run? Do you take those things into calculations, or not really when you're thinking about that?
Well, the way that it works for us is, as we're preparing fights, it depends on when they last fought, how much rest they had, the opponent that we're lining. There's a lot of factors that go into who. But when we go into people's either hometown or home country, they always want to fight there. People always want to fight in front of their hometown or home country crowd. So, we do the best we can.